So what if I were to tell you guys that there's an alarming trend being set into place for inbreeding, like marrying and fornicating with your first cousin, second cousin, even closer to to kin than that, and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've done some research and I see things, and in Europe, they've actually changed the data to make it look like there's a positive position and close relation in breeding. And they're trying to say that this National Institute of Health, whatever they got going on over there, the numbers. I'm going to show you this. This is actual broadcast from their news organization trying to encourage this. And you're like, well, that's Europe. It doesn't matter. Well, you've got to remember, Europe is like the testing ground for anything that they want to do in other places, because they have a lot more freedom when it comes to the ability to dictate things. They don't have the checks and balances like we do over here, even though they're being tested to the max with all these weird stuff you see going on now. And think about the relationship when it comes to the Muslims that are coming over here, the Somalian people that are over here, they're Muslims, by the way, and other situations for these globalist elites that do weird things that want to take up residence over in the United States. Let me show you first this very alarming video to normalize that. Watch this.
Britain's National Health Service says marriage and procreation between first cousins can be beneficial, and the risks have been, quote, exaggerated. New documents show that the NHS guidance to midwives states 15% of cousin couples have children that are affected by genetic conditions, compared to just 3% of children born to unrelated parents. However, the guidelines then go on to describe the benefits of cousin marriages, saying it can provide financial and social security and generate collective social capital. Sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis and muscular dystrophy are some of the genetic issues more common among the children of closely related parents.
So they don't deny the fact that you're going to suffer dearly from genetic problems that, and not just those sickle cell. By the way, sickle cell anemia is only isolated to the non-white community the last time I checked, unless there's something weird going on now that something's changed. But anyhow, you're going to suffer from that, muscular dystrophy, and we see this if you look at some of the videos that come out of like weird places like India and Pakistan, where this is like way worse than Somalia and what's the other place, wherever all the Muslims people are. I'm sorry, I'm not, whatever. Okay. It also causes extremely low IQ. We talk about this all the time. It makes people really stupid, makes people really angry, makes people look kind of like this. This is what you just seen there. This is not a video to make fun of people. This is a video to show you the normalization of what's trying to be the new future. And there's a lot to unpack here. And it's not only just to accept really bad culture into a functioning society, but it's also there to destroy a functioning society. Because what better for elites that want to run the world and run society and run humanity? What would be the best option for them? Have a separation of cultures by an extremity, meaning that I can make up words, and the fact that you'll have a functioning society that builds and creates things and makes things, and you'll have a serving society that will just consume and be sort of like just a whatever is there necessary for some kind of weird thing that these elites want. I've shown a video of Larry Fink talking about this back in April of 2024 of what their intentions are for society, and it's just alarming. Like I say, this is happening over there in Europe, but a lot of this stuff is moving over here into the West. They would love to see this become normalized, and to be honest with you, at some point when it comes to when you like, if you want to take certain cultures and mix them and create diversity, this is the beginnings of what they want in the end game. You don't just go from, a functioning society to a culture that's in decline due to inbreeding. You have to kind of find a stair step. So first thing you do is introduce a culture and a society which is just completely not functional at all. And, whatever that might be, mixing of whatever that might be, then you get what you have here today. And that's where they want to take us. And so I wanted to show this because this needs to be talked about. We need to get ahead of this, and we need to stay aware, and we need to stay awake. Thank you for watching.